What is up, everybody? Welcome to this video. Today, this video is just gonna be me going through this fantasy draft I did with every single player, legend, current. So we're gonna go through my team. We're gonna start with the 76ers. As you can see, David Robinson, James Harden, Paul Arizin, Spencer Haywood, Russell Westbrook, Glenn Rice, Danny Manning, B.J. Armstrong, C.J. McCollum, Tyler Hero, Antonio Davis, Lauri Markkanen, however you all want to pronounce it, Anthony Simons, Clint Capella. Alright, that's all for the Sixers. Next we're going to go to, I added a couple of expansion teams. So I added Duke Blue Devils and Giannis, Kevin McHale, Gilbert Arenas, Wayne Embry, Jerry Sloan, Dale Ellis, Terrell Brandon, Kenyon Martin, Kevin Duckworth, Wally Zerbiak, Miles Turner, Vernon Maxwell, Andre Miller, and G.G. Jackson. Next is the Milwaukee Bucks. We got D. Rose, George Gervin, Anthony Davis, Andre Kirilenko, Gail Goodrich, Charlie Scott, Joakim Noah, Jeff Malone, Brandon Ingram, Julius Randle, Buddy Hield, Onyeka Okongwu, Keontae George, Kyle Filipowski, next, another expansion team, the Colorado Buffaloes, Tim Duncan, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, Alex English, Nate Thurmond, Joe Johnson, Rolando Blackman, Dick Van Arsdale, Anton Jamison, Damon Stoudemire, Bryant Reeves, Isaiah Ryder, Jalen Suggs, DeAndre Hunter, Cliff Robinson. Chicago Bulls, Hakeem Olajuwon, Tracy McGrady, Billy Cunningham, Rajon Rondo, George McGinnis, Kyle Lowry, John Starks, Chris Middleton, Vin Baker, Jarrett Allen, Jason Terry, Michael Porter Jr., Rudy LaRusso, Danny Green. Cleveland Cavaliers, LeBron James, Dave Cowens, Kyrie Irving, Walter Davis, Jim Jackson, Danny Granger, Paolo Banchero, Jalen Johnson, Mike Bibby, Al Horford, Muggsy Bogues, Jalen Green, Bobby Portis, Denny Advia. Boston Celtics, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, David Thompson, JoJo White, Elton Brand, Kiki Vandeweghe, Freddie Lewis, Bailey Howe, Detlef Schrempf, Doc Rivers, Doug West, Vlade Divac, David Wesley, Robert Williams III, Isaac Austin, Jokic, the Los Angeles Clippers now. Jokic, Carmelo Anthony, that's going to be one heck of a duo. Baron Davis, Maurice Lewis, Richard Hamilton, Sam Cassell, Tom Gugliotta, Jerome Kersey, Kristaps Porzingis, Jim Paxson, Jeff Hornacek, Nick Van Exel, Alex Caruso, and Keegan Murray. Memphis Grizzlies, Chris Paul, Kawhi Leonard, Mel Daniels, Manu Ginobili, Jalen Williams, Hershey Hawkins, Darius Garland, Bam Adebayo, Campy Russell, Scotty Barnes, Josh Hart, Dennis Schroeder, Shaedon Sharpe, Alex Sarr, Atlanta Hawks, Kobe Bryant, Jerry Lucas, Nate Archibald, Marc Gasol, Derek Harper, Bob Dandridge, Joe Caldwell, Mike Conley, Chuck Pearson, Truck Robinson, Michael Bridges, Andrea Bargnani, Cameron Johnson, Steve Mix, Miami Heat, Walt Frazier, Dirk Nowitzki, Michael Jordan, DeMarcus Cousins, Mark Aguirre, Rudy Tomjanovich, DeAndre Jordan, Maurice Cheeks, Brian Winters, LaMarcus Aldridge, Daniel Gafford, Josh Giddey, J.R. Smith, and Tyrone Hill. Just the first four, I think, is what's gonna make the Heat contenders for this first fantasy season. Anyway, on to the Charlotte Hornets. Oscar Robertson, Patrick Ewing, Jason Tatum, Ray Allen, Tom Heinsohn, DeMar DeRozan, Ron Artest, Cade Cunningham, Andre Drummond, Thurl Bailey, Brad Davis, Nicholas Batum, Jonathan Kuminga, Stephon Castle. Again, another team I think that could make a push to win their first title in this first fantasy season on 2K. Anyway, Vancouver Ice Bears. Bob McAdoo, Paul George, Calvin Murphy, Bradley Beal, Fred Brown, Terry Cummins, Kevin Martin, Domantas Sabonis, Caron Butler, Jameer Nelson, Walker Kessler, Christian Brown, Alton Lister, and Taylor Hendricks. Utah Jazz, Paul Pierce, Luka Doncic, Robert Parrish, Louis Dampier, Phil Chenier, Derek Coleman, Hedo Turkoglu, Kelly Tripucka, John Collins, Anderson Varejao, Jeremy Lin, Kobe White, Charles Smith, and Donovan Clingan. Kentucky, we got Steph Curry, Alvin Hayes, the other Splash brother, Klay Thompson, Alonzo Mourning, Jamal Mashburn, Antonio McDyess, Victor Oladipo, Steve Nash, Rudy Gobert, Hassan Whiteside, Benedict Mathurin, Darrell Armstrong, PJ Washington. Coincidence, he actually did go to Kentucky. Trey Murphy. Again, I like this squad's chances. Sacramento Kings, Elgin Baylor, Joel Embiid, Fat Lever, Jerry Stackhouse, Gus Williams, Rashard Lewis, Eddie Johnson, Corey Maggette, Horace Grant, Andrew Wiggins, Dyson Daniels, Jalen Duran, Miles Bridges, and Jose Alvarado. That's a decent little squad. New York Knicks. This is Scottie Pippen, Gary Payton, Jermaine O'Neal, Dikembe Mutombo, Ron Harper, Eddie Jones, Kevin Willis, Junior Bridgman, Dell Curry, Isaiah Hartenstein, welcome back to New York, Bingo Smith, I don't know who that is, Jordan Poole, Dennis Rodman, and Mitchell Robinson. Interesting. Anyway, Lakers, Jerry West, George Mikan. Pretty sure they played together too. Amari Stoudemire, Jimmy Butler, Bernard King, Michael Finley, Buck Williams, Kenny Smith, Don O, James Donaldson, Steve Smith, Stephen Jackson, Mike Miller, and finally Nicholas Claxton. Not too bad. Magic, Moses Malone, Allen Iverson, Adrian Dantley, Tim Hardaway Sr., Tom Chambers, Steve Francis, Bruce Bowen, Jaren Jackson Jr., Paul Pressey, Jared McCain, Derek Lively, Lamar Odom, Ty Jerome, Zach Edey. Ooh, I like that squad. Mavericks, Wilt Chamberlain, Isaiah Thomas, Bill Sharman, Cliff Hagan, Zach Randolph, Paul Westphal, Xavier McDaniel, Josh Smith, Nikola Vucevic, OG Anunoby, Jeff Teague, wow, Fred VanVleet, JJ Redick, and finally Jake LaRavia. Not a bad little squad. Brooklyn Nets, Kevin Garnett, Dominique Wilkins, Penny Hardaway, Artis Gilmore, Mitch Richmond. That's not bad for the first five. David West, Zydrunas Ilgauskas, Terry Porter, Austin Carr, Norm Nixon, Shane Battier, Doug Christie, LaFonso Ellis, Bilal Coulibaly. Not bad. The first five on that team is not that bad. Nuggets, Dr. J, Julius Erving, Karl Malone, Mark Price, Pau Gasol, Allen Houston, Tyrese Halliburton, Hal Greer, Richard Jefferson, Otis Thorpe, P.J. Brown, Zubac, Lonzo Ball, Kerry Kittles, and Harrison Barnes. Not bad. Now this one I'm interested in. Magic Johnson, James Worthy, Victor Wembanyama, Kimball Walker, Dave Debusschere, Carlos Boozer, Geoff Petrie, Alfred Sengun, James Silas, Dennis Scott, Peyton Pritchard, Mark Williams, Miles McBride, and finally Jeremy Sohan. That's not a bad team at all either. I don't really see any bad teams so far. Pelicans, John Stockton, Danny Ezell, Lou Hudson, Karl-Anthony Towns, World Be Free, Michael Redd, Derek White, Rick Smits, R.J. Barrett, Grady Dick, Jabari Smith Jr., Yves Missy, Trey Mann, Peyton Watson. Not that bad. Oof. Detroit Pistons. This team actually has a squad. Kevin Durant, Joe Dumars, Dwight Howard, Tyrese Maxey, Larry Johnson, Pete Maravich, Glenn Robinson, Taron Williams, Sharif Abdur Rahim, Alvin Adams, Swin Nader, DeJounte Murray, Malcolm Brogdon, and Santi Aldama. Just the first 5 should tell you that this team is definitely gonna do something. Toronto Raptors. Oh, yeah, Toronto Raptors. Bob Pettit, Rich Guerin, Bobby Jones, Jack Sikma, Kevin Johnson, Gordon Hayward, Don Buse, Jason Richardson, Brooke Lopez, Drew Holiday, Al Harrington, Rudy Gay, Tyus Jones, and Wendell Carter Jr. That's a sleeper. Houston Rockets. Vince Carter, Dolph Schayes, Chauncey Billups, Brandon Roy, Michael Ray Richardson, Larry Nance, Chet Holmgren, Dick Barnett, Ronnie Cycli, Aaron Gordon, Jim Jones, Kirk Heinrich, Eric Gordon, Kyle Kuzma. That's an underrated squad. San Antonio Spurs, Bill Walton, Anthony Edwards, Jalen Brunson, Byron Beck, De'Aaron Fox, Franz Wagner, Arvydas Sabonis, Sean Elliott, Juwan Howard, Tony Allen, Johnny Moore, Norman Powell, Devin Vassell, and Jeremy Grant. That's a pretty good team. Phoenix. John Havlicek, Damian Lillard, Sean Kemp, Drazen Petrovic, Ben Wallace, Bill Laimbeer, Sidney Wicks, Peja Stojakovic. Got 3 of the best 3-point shooters in NBA history on the same team. That's interesting. Reggie Theus, Morris Peterson, Naz Reid, Monta Ellis, Scottie Pippen Jr., Carl Landry. Not too bad. Seattle, Tony Parker, Willis Reed, Marquez Johnson, Draymond Green, Kenny Anderson, Doug Collins, Jamal Wilkes, Zach LaVine, Udonis Haslem, Greg Oden, Amen Thompson, Luol Deng, Emmanuel Quickley, and Obi Toppin. Should be interesting to watch this one. Oklahoma City Thunder were the original Seattle Seahawks. But anyway, Bob Cousy, Chris Mullin, Chris Bosh, Ralph Sampson, Dan Marley, Jeff Rutland, Purvis Short, Pascal Siakam, Ben Simmons, Nick Anderson, DeAndre Ayton, Byron Scott, Austin Reeves, and finally Aaron Wiggins. It's not too bad. Timberwolves, Dwayne Wade, Chris Webber, Jaylen Brown, Earl Monroe, Mark Eaton, Muhammad Abdul-Rauf, Chris Kaman, Michael Cooper, Jack Marin, Jonas Valanciunas, Brandon Miller, AC Green, O'Shea Abaji, Scoot Henderson. Well, not bad. Again, like I said, I'm not seeing any bad teams anyway. Rick Barry, Bob Lanier, Devin Booker, Zion, Trae Young, Rudy Gobert, Stephon Marbury, Keith Van Horn, LaMelo Ball, Hot Rod Williams, Cameron Thomas, Tari Eason, Dalton Kennett, and Jonathan Mobo, I guess. Alright, another one. The Vipers. Wes Unseld, Grant Hill, John Morant, Evan Mobley, Donovan Mitchell, Jason Kidd, Darrell Griffith, Tony Kukoc, Christian Laettner, Jason Williams, Tyson Chandler, Herbert Jones, Taj Gibson, Jalen Wells. Not that bad. Anyway, Golden State. Larry Bird, Sidney Moncrief, Shaquille O'Neal, Dave Bing, Bob Love, Yao Ming. But Natoklicky, I think. Sleepy Floyd, Kendall Gill, Gerald Wallace, Sean Bradley, Jaden Ivey, and Najee Marshall, and Sidney Green. Alright. Now, finally, the Washington Wizards. Clyde Drexler, Kevin Love, Dennis Johnson, Brad Daugherty, Larry Kinnan, Otis Birdsong, Jamal Murray, Sean Marion, Charles Oakley, Scott Skiles, Jacob Puerto, Latrell Sprewell, Malik Monk, Rafe LaFrance, and that should be all. And yes, that is okay. So those are all the teams. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll catch you in the next video. And peace.